Good looking out, Des. Good looking out. Of course, I had to lay down and take a nap before I go back to work. Okay, so let's try this again. So they've done 4 attempts now. They don't get it, okay? So they send me back to interventional radiology to do their final attempt at drawing fluid. And when they do, they get in, they turn the x-ray on, they get it in there, and they pull that fluid. They end up getting a decent amount of fluid out, enough that they can test, and send me back to my room. So before I make it from IR back to my hospital room, okay, to my mom, Angel, I literally can't feel the right side of my body. It's gone. The right side is not just like, No, this side, gone. Can't feel it. Cannot feel it. So we get back to the room and I'm like, Mom, something's wrong. Like, I said something was wrong before, but like now, for realsies, something is wrong. I don't know what it is, but I feel that like I am outside of my body. I am no longer attached to my own body anymore. So when I tell my mom that something is wrong, she generally listens and trusts what I'm saying to her. 1, because I know my body, but also 2, because I I did, because I died during childbirth with my oldest son in 2007, and had been telling the doctors that something was wrong, and they wouldn't listen to me then either. So my mom, when I tell her something is wrong, she's like, no, for real. She means it. Something is wrong. So she had told the doctors and said, she just got back. She really is like unwell. She looks unwell. I got her up and tried to take her to the bathroom, and she had to put all of her weight on me. Like, she almost fell because she can't, like, she doesn't feel the right side of her body. And they were like, results came back. She's fine. Congratulations. Results came back. She's totally fine. We're going to send you home. So she's good. And my mom's like, no, she ain't good. So they did. She tried to ask if maybe I should stay, and they were like, I mean, you can, but like, she's fine. So I don't know what we would do. It would be a waste of your time and money and whatever, because she just has a migraine. So we're sending you home. So my mom all but carries me out, because they didn't even give me a wheelchair to leave. Okay. They had me lay flat for a while, thinking that like that would help, that maybe it was just because it needed to seal like that hole that they made, right? They didn't want it to leak spinal fluid. So they had me lay flat, but then they were like, no, she's good. Like, she passed the time. We're going to send you home. Like, you're fine. So we stumble out to my car, her car, and I go to bed. So my doctor's office calls me the next day. I'm still so unwell. I can't even begin to tell you. Like, my head hurts so bad that it feels like someone is slamming it in the head with a hammer on an anvil. Like, I am not well in any way, shape, or form. My doctor's office calls me and says, what's up, girl? Seen you been in the hospital twice. You don't even like us. Like, why are you going to the hospital twice? Are you okay? I'm like, no, my head. I explain everything to them, walk them through what's going on, tell them just this pain that I'm having, and try to describe it to them, and how just I don't feel like myself, and how it doesn't make sense to me that I ran 3 miles the day before and went to the gym and lifted and was totally fine. And now today, I can't use the right side of my body. Like, what is going on with me? And they were like, okay, well, what are they going to do about the Chiari? The what? I was like, repeat yourself. I actually remember saying to the nurse, repeat yourself. What did she just say? She said, the Chiari, what are they doing about that? You have an 8mm herniation of your brain that is smushed into your spine. I said, I didn't realize that. They said, yeah, it was on the results from the first day that you went to the hospital. So that very first time I went to the hospital, they were going to send me home after they said, you just have swelling on your brain, but you'll be fine. It's a migraine. They also saw Chiari malformation. So I went to the results, like, as I'm on the phone with the lady, I go to the results, and this is like in the time where they're like just starting to put all that stuff out. And so I hadn't even seen the results yet. And it shows that I have an 8mm herniation of my brain has slipped into my spine, and I have never had that before. And I have recent CTs that don't show that that was there. So unlike a lot of people that have Chiari malformation, they're born with it, or they're in like a traumatic accident, like a car accident or a fall, or they get hit really hard or something like that. And that acquires the Chiari, right? But none of that is accurate. I had the CTs done previously. And then between that gap of time, nothing has happened that would cause me to acquire Chiari malformation. That's important to the story. So I'm like, cool. Now what? They're like, yeah, we need to see you soon. We're going to need to put some referrals in because it sounds like you're really not okay. So I go in to see my other godsend of a human. There's a few of those in this story, and she is my main provider. She is a nurse practitioner, but man, do I trust this woman with my life, literally. I go in to see her, and I explain what's going on. She's like, Janessa, I've already seen someone that has this Chiari malformation that I sent for surgery. I think you know her, and I did. I graduated high school with this girl, now one of my best friends, so here's to you. She's also important to the story. They end up putting her in a referral for me to go and see a neurologist to figure out what our plan is going to be, but obviously I'm not myself. So I fast forward. I wrote down my dates because I have a brain injury. I go to see her on December 23rd of 2019. So again, this started December 9th. We're now at December 23rd. I still cannot walk. I'm spending most of my days sleeping, and little by little, I'm losing my speech. One of my eyes is drooping. The right side of my face is numb. My right side of my body is numb. I have to like hold a wall to be able to walk. Ran 3 miles the day before this happened. I go to see her. She does all of the testing and is like, yeah, you're like not good. I'm like, yeah, cool. Let me tell you about myself just a few weeks ago. So she puts in an order for an MRI. They don't even get me in to see her until the 23rd when I left the hospital December 11th. Okay. That was the soonest they could get me in. Healthcare in America. I end up not making it to that MRI because I started having grand mal seizures on January 3rd of 2020. I was at my ex-boyfriend at the time. I was at his friend's house. We were sitting on their couch, and I was actually texting my beautiful boss at the time, telling her that I was really sorry. She had asked me a question about work, and I was emailing her back to tell her, and I was feeling all of this guilt. Like I was feeling this immense like sadness, right? And I could not understand, like I was trying to message her back and the emojis were overwhelming me. I don't know why, but that's just how I felt at the time. It's the best I know how to explain this, okay? So the emojis were too much. And I'm trying to message her back, and then the next thing I know, I'm talking to the one friend about crock pot meals, Instant Pot meals, because they bought us an Instant Pot for Christmas. So I'm talking to him about making a roast in the Instant Pot, and then I drop, okay? Here's the new end of part 1.